Hello and welcome to the Philippines. This is about expat options. And we're in a period right now, a major reset. There's a major giant reset button sitting right in front of you, right there in front of your life. And the world economy has come to a grinding halt. Your ability to travel has come to a grinding halt. But it's also an opportunity to really look seriously at your options, at your opportunities. And I want to know a couple things. People ask me regularly, why do you live in the Philippines? People in other countries probably get the same thing. Why do you move there? Why? We've got everything in the USA, or we've got everything in the UK, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, wherever it is, India. We have everything. So much convenience, such good health care, such educational opportunities. Why on earth would you move to a country such as the Philippines or Thailand or Vietnam, Cambodia, Ecuador, Costa Rica, and the list goes on? Anyway, I want to find out your feelings about why do you want to move? Why do you want to leave that life that you've spent most of your life in your country? I know that cost of living is a factor for many of us. It was one of the factors in me choosing. I also have had kind of a love affair. Been intrigued by Asia since I was very young. Don't know why, but I have been, and always knew I wanted to come to the Asian countries and travel. And presently in the Philippines. Anyway, why do you want to leave your country? Also, not just the cost of living, but give me a, a one word or a one short sentence description of your country. And I've been thinking about this for a couple of years, and the term for the USA that keeps coming into my mind is sterile. Overregulated and sterile. Just seems so regulated. So many laws against so many things. You're walking down the street and you're afraid you're going to do something wrong. So many good people in the police force, but you're afraid that hey, you know, yeah, there's just this I don't know tension or stress that I don't have in the Philippines. Frankly, I don't need the nanny state, the mommy state, protecting me from myself. I am very capable of taking care of myself, and I want my freedom to a certain degree. The present travel restrictions also offer some opportunities to study about your different options. And there are options all over the world. If I had time and I had money, I would probably plan on traveling to, I would make a list of maybe 5 or 10 countries, regions, or even areas in my own country, and just would be determined by who opens up first. If one country says, "Hey, we're going to start allowing the airlines have the planes," the restrictions are not overly restrictive. If you're going to be restricted to a 14-day quarantine someplace, very unlikely you're going to travel. So those countries who have the least restrictions and open up the first will benefit long term, because the people who go out, the tourists, the expats, the people who are going to spend the money, they will go to a country that they hadn't planned on going to, and they will say, "Hey, I like it here. I like it here. I'm going to stay here. I'm going to spend thousands and thousands of dollars here." There is so much to see and do across this great world, that if you're that type, you have the energy, you have the time, you have the money to travel. Now would be a great time to start planning those trips and to have your options open. Be tolerant of other cultures and try to adapt the best you can. Other Southeast Asian countries would be on the top of my list. Thailand would be one of those countries, and then I just found this. There is a English language news source online, the Tiger.com, and they also have a YouTube channel. And I've been watching, they've got a short 5 to 7 minute little newscast every day from there, and interesting. It sounded like they were going to start opening up, and I believe they have. But at the same time, they've continued their ban on international travel into Thailand, extended until June 30th, which is not good news. Thailand would be a great place to visit once they open up, and I hope to do that. I was hoping sometime this year, but probably will be next year at this point in time. Did you know there was a condom shortage? That can be a major problem with so many people at home with their partners. One country was even saying that you should find yourself a sex buddy. How about that? Anyway, there is a Malaysian company apparently that manufactures a lot of the condoms that are exported around the world. And because of their economy is shut down, their production has decreased substantially. Anyway, there's a Thai company. I believe it's Nippon Rubber Company, something like that, from what I've read. Anyway, they are stepping up, and they're stepping up, increasing their production. So take it for what it is. There are lots of possibilities. Australia and New Zealand, if they open up soon, that might be a good opportunity to visit those places as well. One problem with getting information online or anywhere is that it's often dated, and a lot of the information I've found on the internet has been dated a bit, but I think a lot of this, pretty much most of the world is still shut down, but they're starting to open up, at least within their own countries. Vietnam and Cambodia would be on my list, but both of those countries also pretty much shut down from everything that I've been able to find online. But down here, government continues suspension of entry for foreigners, but I think they have the same requirements. They're the same if you are already in the country, and there again, if some of you are in the country watching this, let us know. I suspect that you're being allowed to just stay in the country. And then when the immigration countries open back up, you'll be allowed to extend your visa at that time. Other countries on my list would be Belize in Central America, Colombia possibly, Costa Rica, Chile, and Peru probably. Probably not Djibouti, but maybe Ecuador, although they've had a tough time. Mexico probably. Panama would definitely be on my list, and would be the country I would go to probably. Peru is a possibility as well. The Philippines, obviously, on the very, very top of my list. But anyway, there are lots of options and many countries that would be willing to bring you in when the time is right. So what will your list look like? I would also consider many European countries to visit. Spain, Italy, many other places over there. It would be nice to get on that European train set up and just travel for a month or so. Anyway, when the time is right, what are the list of countries on your list other than the Philippines or Thailand? Do you have a list? Do you have a second plan, an option B or C if this thing gets drug out much longer? There are beaches many places. There's opportunities, and each culture is a little bit different. They all offer different costs of living, different foods, different cultural experiences. So interested to hear your comments and some of your plans going forward. And I'm sure those thoughts have been going through your mind as you've been frustrated with your travel plans. But if one or two countries end up being locked down long term, there are options. There are options. Also, please let me know in the comments why you would like to leave your country that you have so much comfort in, so much life invested in, and why you want to leave that country for a foreign nation. And where you would go. What does your list look like? What are your options? Anyway, thanks for watching. Please like the video, share the video, and we'll see you next time. Stay safe and stay healthy.